The position of the Margrave of Furlania that had caused the empire so many problems was discontinued in 828. All of the vassals of the Margrave became direct vassals of the emperor, Louis the Pious. Among them, Prince Vladislav, who was succeeded by Prince Mislav. Aside from a few interactions with Venice and a few donations of land to the church, we do not know much about Mislav, but we know much more about his successor Trpimir, the first prince of the Croats. Trpimir ruled the princedom from around 845. Like his predecessor, he donated land to the church, a practice which will continue through the centuries, and the donations would be the most common historical evidence of the existence of the princes and later kings. In one of these documents from 852, Trpimir was referred to as, by the grace of God, Prince of the Croats. It was the first mention of the word Croat to designate a distinct group of people. It was most likely the name of Trpimir's own ruling tribal clan, rather than a more widespread group. But a convention of the time had it that you would refer to all the people by taking the designation from their ruler. Thus the name eventually spread to the rest of the population. The fragmentation of the Frankish Empire effectively gave Trpimir's princedom a greater amount of independence. Although he will still formally act like a Frankish vassal, a big shift in diplomacy is soon to follow. We know a few conflicts ascribed to Trpimir's name, one against the Greek people in around 845. This was most likely a minor skirmish with Byzantium, or one of its cities on the coast, by all indications. The other was against Prince Boris I of Bulgaria in the 850s, Trpimir acting as an ally of one of the Frankish kingdoms. Trpimir died in 864 and was succeeded by his son Zdeslav. But Zdeslav's rule was short-lived. Very short-lived. He was overthrown by Domagoj, a warrior noble who was by all indications not part of Trpimir's family. Prince Zdeslav and his brother Mutimir fled and found refuge at the imperial court in Constantinople. Probably because he was not part of Trpimir's family or clan, Domagoj is not referred to as Croat, but simply as Slav. Among the ones that referred to Domagoj as a Slav were Venetians. In fact, they referred to him as the worst prince among the Slavs. He did a bit too much pirating during his rule. Soon after his succession in 866, Domagoj concluded a peace with Venice. Considering Venice was still closely knit with Byzantium, and Byzantium had a big fleet and housed the pretender to his throne, it indicates to us why Domagoj did not want to push his luck in these years of early rule. Also taking into consideration that there were several failed conspiracies against Domagoj during his rule. But there was a new enemy to focus on. Muslim, Arab and Berber raiders, referred to as Saracens, started to raid the Mediterranean from their bases in North Africa and southern Italy in the mid-9th century. Notably for the current narrative, they attempted to siege Ragusa twice. During the second siege in the 860s, Byzantium sent a large fleet under Admiral Nikita Sorfias, who successfully relieved the city. In 870 and 871, the Franks and Byzantines struck a temporary alliance to try and drive the Saracens out of the city of Bari in southern Italy. As still a formal Frankish vassal, Domagoj participated. During the siege, the already mentioned Byzantine admiral Nikitas used the moment to take up a little raiding along the Adriatic coast, striking at both Domagoj's and Frankish lands, worsening relations between the Western and Eastern empires again. After Bari was taken, Domagoj took up his old hobby, pirating Venetian ships, but this time upping the ante and trying to actually take Venetian holdings. Between 872 and 875, Domagoj had waged war against Venice so much that he received a letter from the Pope asking him to please stop attacking fellow Christians. But soon enough, in 876, Domagoj died, and through some unknown political maneuvering, the Byzantine emperor brought the deposed Zdeslav and the Croatian clan back into power in 878, after more than 10 years of exile. Until Zdeslav was killed in conspiracy in 879.